Welcome to my meditation. I have committed to meditating every day for myself personally, and so most days I'm doing it live here on my channel, if I can, to invite you to meditate along with me, because there is power in numbers. I mean, it's easier to meditate together, so why not? So this is going to be a self-love meditation, meaning we're practicing being aware, being present, yes, but also accepting ourselves as we are, by accepting whatever's going on inside us at the moment, recognizing it, noticing it, being aware of it, and accepting it all. There's a power in that. So let's do it. I'm going to do this meditation for about half an hour. Directly afterwards, I'm going to go live for the members of this channel with readings. If you're interested in a reading, you can click that join button down there and join us in half an hour for that show. So let's get going. We'll start off by relaxing the nervous system. Meditation is so much easier when we relax the nervous system first, so let's get about that. So take some deep breaths in, and then a longer breath out. I just came out of a 2-hour massage on the beach, so this is going to be very relaxing for me. Another deep breath in, and a long out breath. Another deep breath in. Slowly breathing all of that air out. Now let's move our consciousness around our bodies, letting go of any tension or tightness or holding that we find when we're there. So starting off in the left toes, let's move into the arch of the left foot, and then into the ankle, the heel, up the calf to the left knee. From the left knee, let's go up the thigh and the hamstrings to the hip, feeling the hip, the femur in the hip socket there, and let that go. Moving around to the glute, feeling whatever you're sitting or lying on, whatever it's got contact with, and then relaxing that muscle so that it's supported by whatever it's touching. Moving across to the right hip now, feeling the femur within the hip socket, and just let that go. No need to hold our hips, right? To the glutes on the right hand side, and just feeling the point of contact, and then feeling the muscle being supported, relaxing and melting, allowing itself to be supported by whatever it's on. Moving down the right thigh now to the right knee, and then down the calf to the ankle and the heel, down the arch of the foot to the toes, and then let's move into the left fingers now. Moving into the left palm, let's go up the thumb and down the thumb again, into the wrist, up all those little muscles of the forearm, into the elbow, and from the elbow on the left side, let's go up the bicep and the tricep to the left shoulder, and then feel that left shoulder relaxing down away from the ears. Across the top of the shoulders now to the right shoulder, feeling the right shoulder relaxing down and away from the ears. No need to hold our shoulders and no need to hold our hips. Moving from the right shoulder down the bicep and the tricep of the upper arm to the elbow. And from the right elbow, let's go down all of those little muscles of the forearm to the wrist, up the thumb, down the thumb, into the palm of the hand, and then into the fingers. Now let's take a deep breath into the belly, make it as big as it can get. And then let all of that air go, relaxing the belly as you let it go. A second deep breath in, this time into the upper chest and the upper back. Make yourself as big as possible. And then let all of that go too. Let's move up the spine now. So starting at the bottom of the spine, you might want to stretch your spine out, make yourself taller while you're doing this, as you move your consciousness up the spine. And when you get to your neck, Let's put the left ear to the left shoulder. And the right ear to the right shoulder. And then let's look over that right shoulder. And then look over the left shoulder. Back to neutral. Let's look down to our belly. And then up to the sky. Bringing your head to a neutral position now so it's balanced. And so that there's no neck tension left now. So moving into the jaw, you might like to open your mouth wide to release your jaw, up to you. And then closing the mouth gently, putting the tongue to the roof of the mouth and resting it there. Let's move into our cheeks now. Up to the eyes, move them back and down into the eye sockets. Up to the eyebrows, relaxing them down and apart. Relaxing the whole of the forehead. And then into the scalp, feeling the scalp relax. So the ears move down ever so slightly towards your shoulders. Now settling our focus on the third eye, which is in the middle of our forehead, between the eyebrows, but just a little bit up from there. And we're going to keep our focus here on the third eye during this meditation, being aware and present of everything that's going on, both inside of you and outside of you too. It's part of the natural human condition to be distracted by things. We wouldn't last very long if we didn't get distracted by things, if we didn't respond to noises outside of ourselves, sensations in our body, and our subconscious mind as well, which will be telling you what you should be doing instead of meditating, and all kinds of things like that. So we just want to notice it all, be aware of it, try not to go along with it, but no worries if you do. Just bringing yourself back to that third eye awareness and accepting that all of these distractions are, it is what it is. One way to remain present is to name the distractions as they come along. Whether it's a thought, itch, cleaning lady shouting outside, whatever it is, we're just noticing it and accepting. If you feel an emotion coming, just notice it, be aware of it, be curious about it even. By accepting the distractions as they come along, especially the subconscious mind, we take the power away from them. And what I mean by that is, when we don't accept it, when we're struggling with it, when we're telling ourselves, I'm bad at meditation, I can't quiet my mind, we fight the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is going to shout all the louder. But if we listen to it and remain present and accept it, and then it quietens down. And the more you practice meditation, the deeper you may get. It's dependent on the day, really. But if you get to a deep place where your subconscious mind is quiet, you might then start to hear the superconscious mind, intuition, ideas, guidance. And that's the really good stuff that we do want to listen to and take action on. every day, every single meditation is different. So we're not reaching for the guidance, we're not reaching for a blissful kind of an emotion, we're not reaching for a quiet mind, we're not trying to do anything. We're just curious about what's going on inside of us today. And being present with whatever is going on inside of us today. With no judgment, just accepting it all. And this is how we practice self-love. If we can carry this same acceptance of ourselves, no matter what we're feeling, no matter what we're thinking, no matter what our experience is, then that is self-love. If you find that you've drifted off with your subconscious thoughts, as soon as you realize, just bring yourself back to the third eye focus. And accept that this is what we do. It's perfectly normal to think about the things that the subconscious mind is bringing up. You see, there's no such thing as being bad at meditation, because meditation is about the practice of being present. And we can only practice when there's distractions. And so the distractions come along, and if we go along with them, meditation is about bringing ourselves back to the present. And that is meditation. It's a practice of bringing ourselves back. And on those days that you're meditating and your mind is busier than ever, you get more practice at meditation that way. All the better to do the meditation on those days. And on those days where it's much easier and you get into a blissful state, that's fantastic. Enjoy that. And on those days when the outside distractions are constant, we can accept that too. It happens. The only bad meditation is if you don't do it in the first place. Be interested to know, with this focus on the third eye, that scientists just recently have found retina cells in the brain where the third eye is. So there is eye cells in there, perception cells in there. So we must use it for something, hey? This present awareness is who you really are. Who you really are is the conscious awareness, the conscious mind, not the subconscious mind. The subconscious mind is a tool that helps protect us. It's got a negative bias. It's going to warn you of all the things that you need to do or the things you should be scared of. It's very rarely right, but sometimes it's right. It's good to listen to it, but know that it's just a tool. It's not really you. You're not those fears. You're the awareness of that subconscious mind. You're the awareness of your body. You're the awareness of the things going on outside of you. And you're the awareness of the superconscious mind too, if you can hear that guidance. Your pure consciousness, you're the part that chooses what to focus on. But those distractions, they're very tempting. It's very tempting to be not present. So the guides are just telling me that our guts are connected with our subconscious mind too. So sometimes the the gut transmits a fear or a concern to our subconscious mind. We can often think that the gut is intuition, and it isn't. It is information, but it does have a negative bias, like the subconscious mind. It relays information from our gut to our subconscious mind to be alerted to something. It's part of our protection mechanisms. Keeps us alive. And the guides are saying that the gut is actually more right than the subconscious mind, so it gets it right more often. That's why we think of it as intuition. It's all semantics though. Intuition to me is the superconscious mind. But if the gut is more often right of what we should be paying attention to than the subconscious mind, which pretty much gets it wrong. Subconscious mind is like a cave woman or a caveman. It's very basic. It thinks that if we have an argument with somebody that we're going to lose food and shelter and be thrown out of the tribe. So it can blow things out of proportion and think that there's an actual survival issue at hand when there isn't. It's just an emotional thing that needs to be sorted out. And this is why we need to be listening to the subconscious mind. Might be bringing things up that are not really an issue. If you listen to it, then you can put that subconscious mind at rest. And say, I've got this. Just like a parent with a child that says there's a monster under the bed. You soothe the child, and then take control, or assure the child that you've got control. That everything's okay. So I'm just asking the guides why the gut is more right than the subconscious mind, and that's because, they say, we're actually more microbes than we are human. We've got more microbe DNA within us than human DNA. In other words, we're a community, not a single being. And so that even though we are a single being or consciousness, this human body is a community of consciousnesses. And because I want to call it the microbiome, but they're saying it's not that. Because of all the things that make us up, the human body up, they are concerned about their own survival. The subconscious mind isn't concerned about its own survival. It's not a thing, it's a tool. It's not a consciousness, it's a tool that we've got. It's a human tool. But all the other beings that are inside us, that community of beings, they're present and they're aware and they want to survive. And so they get it right more often because of that, because they're connected and they're present. Okay. God said that the microbiome, they don't want me to call it that. What do you want me to call it? All these microorganisms that are inside of us, they like it when we meditate. It's like it gives them space. Not physical space. And so it's not just our personal well-being, our human well-being that benefits from meditation. It's more than that. It's more than us just physically benefiting from it, as well as mentally, spiritually, emotionally, but physically we benefit from it by allowing the microorganisms that space to be present too. You see, when they were talking about the third eye to me and saying the third eye focus, they showed us as like a brain, a brain on a stick, you know, like the spine and the gut connected and the brain and the eyes. That system, central nervous system. So the rest just moves us around. Okay, that's where I'm coming out of this. If you'd like to join me in the members only live show where I'll be doing some channeling, pulling cards out, doing readings for the members that show up. I'm moving into that one now. You can click that join button below if you can see it. If you can't see it, just go on a different device or a different browser and I'll see you in there. Thanks for meditating with me.